Gervonta "Tank" Davis, the undefeated WBA lightweight champion, has chosen Washington, D.C. as the backdrop for his training camp, a decision driven by his desire to reconnect with the grit of a colder environment. Hailing from Baltimore, Davis is no stranger to the DMV area's raw energy, and he's leveraging it to prepare for his highly anticipated rematch against Lamont Roach Jr. on August 16, 2025. The choice to train in D.C. isn't just logistical, it's a deliberate move to sharpen his edge, to feel the chill he hasn't experienced in a while, both literally and metaphorically. Davis believes this environment will hone his focus, pushing him to elevate his game for what promises to be one of the most intense fights of his career. The first day of Davis's training camp was a spectacle of intensity, a testament to his relentless work ethic. Observers noted an almost palpable energy radiating from him, dispelling any doubts about his commitment. After a grueling session of strength and conditioning, Davis dove into studying footage of his initial bout with Roach, a fight that ended in a controversial majority draw on March 1, 2025, at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn. That night, the boxing world was left buzzing, particularly over a ninth-round incident where Davis briefly dropped to one knee after absorbing a flurry of punches from Roach. The referee, Steve Mills, didn't rule it a knockdown, a decision that sparked heated debate. Had it been called correctly, Roach might have edged out the victory, altering the trajectory of both fighters' careers. In camp, Davis has been meticulous, dissecting that fight to identify where he can improve. His footwork, already a hallmark of his elusive style, has been a focal point. Hours of shadowboxing have sharpened his movement, making him a ghost in the ring, hard to hit, impossible to predict. Unlike his preparation for the first fight, where he sparred with smaller partners, Davis has opted for bigger, more physical opponents this time. The strategy is clear: prepare for Roach's durability and power, which allowed him to absorb Davis's punches in their first encounter. Davis's team believes Roach's ability to eat those shots stemmed from anticipation. This time, they're banking on speed, blinding, devastating speed, to land punches Roach won't see coming. The training footage circulating on social media platforms like X has electrified fans and analysts alike. Davis's speed on the mitts and heavy bag is otherworldly, a blur of precision and power that has drawn comparisons to boxing's all-time greats. His trainer, Calvin Ford, back at the helm alongside assistants Kenny Ellis and Barry Hunter, has pushed Davis to new heights. The footage shows him hammering the pads with combinations so fast they seem to defy physics, his fists a relentless storm. Shadowboxing sessions stretch for minutes on end, each movement deliberate, each feint a promise of what's to come. The highlight, though, is Davis's heavy bag work, an hour straight, no breaks, a display of endurance that underscores his championship pedigree. Fans on X have erupted, with thousands of likes and comments pouring in, including from fellow boxers and legends of the sport. One post captured Davis unleashing a barrage on the bag, captioned simply, "Roach is in trouble." The boxing world is abuzz, and not just because of Davis's training. Terence Crawford, one of the sport's pound-for-pound elites, weighed in with a cryptic comment on X that seemed to shade Davis. While acknowledging Davis's punching power, Crawford suggested it might not translate as effectively against bigger opponents. "If you can punch, he wrote, but it may not have the same effect on a bigger guy." The jab was subtle but pointed, implying Davis's dominance at lightweight might not hold up against the division's heavier hitters. Still, Crawford couldn't deny the crazy work Davis was putting in, a grudging nod to his preparation. Davis's camp is a hive of activity, with every detail calibrated for maximum impact. After strength training, he moves to mitt work, then sparring, testing his power against partners who mimic Roach's size and style. A brief break follows, but even then, Davis is restless, his mind locked on the fight. His physique, showcased in a recent photo, is chiseled, his weight hovering close to the 135-pound limit. Fans have taken notice, flooding X with reactions. "He looks so good. Wow. Roach is in trouble," one wrote. Another scoffed at rumors of Davis's retirement. "No way he's retiring in this shape." The consensus is clear: Davis is motivated, disciplined, and far from the fighter some claimed was slipping due to weight fluctuations between bouts. The narrative around Davis's retirement has been a persistent undercurrent. Earlier this year, whispers surfaced that he might hang up the gloves, fueled by his own cryptic posts and promoter Leonard Ellerby's comments about understanding Davis's potential exit. But the training footage tells a different story. The fire in his eyes, the relentless pace of his workouts, and the sheer athleticism on display suggest a fighter reinvigorated, not one winding down. Fans have even called for dream matchups against the likes of Vasyl Lomachenko or Keyshawn Davis, arguing that a fighter in this form can't walk away. One fan on X summed it up: he must fight Loma and Keyshawn. He can't retire in this shape. On the other side of the ring, Lamont Roach Jr. is no bystander. The Washington, D.C. native and WBA super featherweight champion is brimming with confidence, fueled by the belief that he was robbed in their first fight. Roach has been vocal, both in interviews and on social media, about his intent to upset Davis and cement his legacy. "I like to prove people wrong," he told the All the Smoke Fight podcast, "and I damn sure like to prove myself right." Roach's preparation has been quieter but no less intense. He's promised a fight of the year on August 16th, a bold claim backed by his performance in their first meeting, where he outthrew Davis, landing 112 of 400 punches compared to Davis's 103 of 279, according to CompuBox stats. The bad blood between the two is undeniable. A heated exchange on X on June 14, 2025, laid bare their animosity. Davis fired the first shot, responding to Roach's musings about his detractors with a warning: "It can get bad for you inside and outside. Keep faking." Roach hit back, accusing Davis of tweeting and deleting like a fool. The tension traces back to their March fight, where a $250,000 bet became a flashpoint. At the weigh-in, Davis, brimming with bravado, proposed the wager, predicting a knockout. Roach accepted, but when the fight ended in a draw, Davis allegedly dodged the payout. Roach laughed it off on the podcast, saying he changed his number. The unresolved bet has added fuel to an already combustible rivalry, with Roach determined to make Davis pay, both figuratively and literally, in the rematch. The controversy from their first fight looms large. The ninth-round incident, where Davis took a knee after Roach's onslaught, remains a sore point. By boxing rules, it should have been scored a knockdown, giving Roach a 10-8 round and likely the win. Davis's explanation, that grease from his recent haircut caused sweat to drip into his eyes, disorienting him, drew skepticism. His additional complaint about the absence of ring card girls, leaving him unsure of the round, only added to the absurdity. The New York State Athletic Commission's failure to review the incident due to a technical glitch has kept the debate alive, with no final ruling as of June 17, 2025. Trainer Greg Hackett, speaking to YSM Sports Media, called the rematch a good fight, but noted Roach's lack of flair compared to flashier names like Ryan Garcia or Devin Haney. "Lamont isn't that type of guy," Hackett said. "He's a gentleman, laid back." Yet he emphasized Roach's skill, pointing out that both fighters share a common opponent in Hector Garcia, whom Davis fought a year and a half ago and Roach faced more recently. This shared history, coupled with their DMV roots, makes the fight a regional blockbuster, even if it lacks the mainstream hype of a Garcia or Haney matchup. "It's boxing," Hackett said. "You just don't ever know what can happen." Davis's camp, however, is leaving nothing to chance. His training regimen echoes the ethos of legendary champion Marvin Hagler, who once said it's hard to do road work at 5 a.m. when you're sleeping in silk pajamas. Davis has stripped away any complacency, trading comfort for discipline. His speed, power, and resilience are on full display, a combination that has felled 28 opponents by knockout. The belief in his camp is that Roach's durability in the first fight won't hold up against a faster, sharper Davis. The rematch is a chance for Davis to silence doubters, settle the score, and prove he's still the most feared lightweight in the world. For Roach, the fight is about legacy. A win over Davis would catapult him into boxing's upper echelon, setting the stage for clashes at 130 or 135 pounds against other champions. He's dismissed the idea that Davis is cherry-picking, pointing to their competitive first fight and his own title credentials. "I ain't never backed down from nothing," Roach said, radiating a quiet confidence that contrasts with Davis's brash persona. Yet the odds remain stacked against him. Davis's knockout ratio, coupled with his refined training, makes him a formidable favorite. As the August 16th rematch approaches, the boxing world is watching closely. The stakes are higher than ever, with pride, legacy, and a potential $250,000 bet on the line. Davis, with his blistering speed and devastating power, is poised to deliver a statement. Roach, fueled by a sense of injustice and a hunger to prove himself, won't go quietly. The DMV's pride hangs in the balance, and come fight night, the ring will be their battleground. Whether it's Davis's explosive finish or Roach's upset bid, one thing is certain: this rematch will be a war.